like a world war. It was not only someone burning himself because of soccer match or because of love or failure in marriage, but he was burning himself due to a real problem, a real crisis in the world, not only in Tunisia or in the Middle East or in Muslim world, but there was a real crisis. That's why he was expressing himself in that way. His name was Al-Bu Azizi, and suddenly the revolution started, sometimes soft, sometimes harsh, until we heard the president of Tunis, who is a real criminal, not a president. And I'll tell you why I am saying that. We found him saying in a speech delivered to his country, "I understood you now. After 23 years in office," he said to his people, "I understood you now." And one question should be addressed to such presidents. What were you doing during the last 23 years? Where have you been living? So it is my friends who almost came in exile, like me, since 22 years or 23 years, Sheikh Rashid Al-Ghannouchi of Al-Nahda movement, returned back to Tunis. He was a competitor to Ali Zain al-Abidin 23 years ago. And because they don't like competition and they don't like political clean life, he was obliged, after facing many charges and accusations, to come to London. And after 23 years, Ali Zain al-Abidin is seeking refuge in Saudi Arabia, and his wife is in Emirates with 1.5 ton of gold. You can imagine that? And the man burned it himself because he did not find job, he did not find food for his family. And Ali Zain al-Abidin wife, Tarabulsi, Layla, is in Emirates now, and she escaped with 1.5 ton of gold. That is only one crime. You can imagine the prisoner of Tunis and those who were killed without any crime and without any court judgment, detained and killed or vanished from life. In Egypt, on the 25th of January, almost a month and 5 days or 6 days, some other people like Bu Azizi expressed their worries and suffering in a different way. They went to the main square in Cairo, that is Liberation Square. Now it is called the Hurriya or Freedom Square. And they stayed there, standing. They have no knives, they have no guns, they have no pistols. They are very peaceful people. And after 3 days, on the 28th of January, the surprise was that the rotten regime of Hosni Mubarak and his interior minister, they released many criminals from prison. They are called thugs, Thugs, thugs. They released them from prison, and they gave them camels and horses, and the battle started in Liberation Square. You can see when you are standing in a university, in a protest, and then you find the camels and the horses driven to disperse the protest or the revolution and to kill people in the streets who are quite peaceful and harmless. From there, on the 28th, started the real revolution. It was just a protest the first 3 days or 4 days. It turned to become a revolution, and after 13 days or 2 weeks more, on the 11th of February, at last Mubarak, the dictator who ruled over Egypt 30 years, he resigned or was obliged to leave the office. And the Egyptians everywhere were quite happy, were very released, but the demonstrators continued in their place, and when they left, they used to come every Friday to stress and confirm their demands. Some of their requirements and demands have been fulfilled, some are not. I'll tell you some of those who are fulfilled and some who are not yet tackled or fulfilled. The first requirement, they said Mubarak should go. The president should go. And they insisted on that. And the Mubarak made 2 or 3 speeches every time, coming down a little bit to continue in power and giving them some sort of medicine or some sort of appetizer. He first of all stopped the government or canceled the existing government or dissolved the existing government, but he stayed in power. They said, no, we want you to go. And the Egyptian joke and taste was very, very clear in that demonstration. People were happy to stay and to ask Mubarak to go. If you go to the first days after Mubarak left office on the 11th of February, CNN said, you see, for the first time, we see a people or Egyptian people revolting against their president and the regime, and after the revolution is finished, the job is finished, they are cleaning the houses and painting the walls. That is one sign that can show you that these people, young men, are very skilled and they are very peaceful, but they are expert in their fields and areas. Some of them can be very good politicians, some of them are professors in universities, some of them are legal advisors, but the majority are from among the youth, young people, exactly like you.